Joker 2, we have Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn. What
Yes.
has it been like for you to see that and to be working on this project with her?
All I know is that the reason I did the film was because Joaquin's performance is still absolutely indelible.
You wouldn't get over it.
Burnt into my mind. And it was one of the most magnificent achievements of cinema I've ever seen, that performance. And to get the goal, had to have a go with that again was just, you know, it's just undeniable. It just, you couldn't not want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I think Lady Gaga is sensational. Obviously, she is sensational. It is exciting about it. But in terms of the decision to make the film, it was already made. So I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, a bit intimidated in terms of what I had to do myself, but kind of not really.
No, I can't wait to hear about that.
You know, that kind
So
of way.
great. Colin, the Penguin series, we have a director. What can you kind of tease about where you guys are at?
It starts about a week after the film, The Batman ends. So Gotham is still somewhat underwater, and I read the first script for the first episode, and just it opens up with my feet splashing through the water in Falcone's office, which even just that alone, when I read it, I was like, oh, Jesus. It's lovely. It's so well written.
So good.
Lauren LaFranc has done an extraordinary job, and she's writing the whole thing and show running, and she's formidable, and it's a very exciting prospect because I love that character. I was greedy with it. I felt like I didn't have enough. I wanted to do it more and more and more, so now I'm getting the chance.
Now, if I've done something to you, just tell me what I've done to you.
Well, you didn't do anything to me. I just don't like you no more.
You liked me yesterday.
I gotta tell you, this movie was so good and so special is the word that comes to mind for me. For you guys, how close have you stayed over the years?
Not close at all in the way that I think you might be meaning. I'm fairly antisocial anyway, and it's not that he's reaching out to me and I'm not answering. I'm not suggesting that. But when I'm not working, I carry him with me everywhere, to be honest with you. From the first time we met, I love him so much. And it's one of those things where if I don't see him for the few years that, I think it probably averaged once every 2 or 3 years, maybe he's in Los Angeles or I go home and we'd have a cup of tea or something. But it is like yesterday. It was so familiar. I was a little bit nervous because I didn't know how it was going to be because we had such a good time the first time, and it was so easy amidst the painful drama of In Bruges. The actual experience of bringing the story to life was a dream, and plus our characters in Bruges, odd couple though we were friendly, we were falling in love with each other. There was a mutual regard, respect, a warmth that was growing through that story. This one was the opposite, and I was just going, I wonder how it's going to play out between me and the big fella. And we had a talk about that early on. You know, did we need to give each other space on the set? But he and I work in a fairly similar way, which is I don't need to be screamed at. I don't need to be shouted at. I don't need any mind games from anyone. I really don't. I play enough mind games with myself. I just need a bit of openness and a place that's safe to be able to put myself out there on the line and take chances and all that jazz. And so we just realized, no, we'll just keep doing what we were doing before, which is continue to write the story and lean into each other.
I had no doubts about it really kind of getting back together, but the process might have been different in the sense that whatever way you have to prep is the way you have to prep. But thankfully we are the same.
It's about two fellas who fall out because one of them's a little too needy. And I mean, I love Colin to bits, but the story's not too far from the truth.
I gotta ask you about SNL because Colin, he called you needy in his monologue. Do you want to defend yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what, I mean, he does say things from time to time.
Can I say something before he doesn't
be thinking every time he opens his mouth.
Martin McDonagh wrote that.
Sorry.
Could I just say that?
I need to be touching you. How long was I rubbing you for?
The neediness is shining through.
It was such a privilege for me and a joy to go and be there in 30 Rock that day and see him going through it all and just drop in and do a couple of things. It was magic.
Because you knew what it was.
I knew it because I did it, I don't know, 15, 18 years ago or something. I hosted it, and it was one of the most magic weeks of me working life, if you can call it that. So I knew, I had a feeling that he'd relate to it, you know.
No,
the chaos of it.
He got me to do it in the sense that he told me that I would not regret it. And I was very reluctant.
We're still the best of friends.
No, you're not.
Who says we're not?
Sit somewhere else.
What do you guys feel like this movie says about friendship and getting older?
You're better off without it.
It's deep.
Friendship. Don't even start it because it might.
It's deep and pivotal. That's what
It's so important. Friendship is very important. It's the cornerstone upon which many lives are actually built, and the finest moments of our lives and some of our greatest needs are serviced by deep and meaningful friendships. And without them, I don't know that we're fully lost, but if we're not, we're very close to it.
No, I'm lost with it.
Yeah.
I need, and I don't have many friends, but the ones I have, I love dearly, and I know they love me, and that's an amazing thing.
Why does he not want to be friends with you no more? What is he, 12?
What the hell's going on with you, me brother?
He's dull, Siobhan.
But he's always been done.
Colin Carey, who plays your sister in this movie,
Amazing.
She called you Prince Charming.
Incredible.
Are you in real life Prince Charming?
Someone else. She might have been thinking of someone else. I don't know. I think
Yes, he is.
I think she was lost for things to say there, so she just pulled out something she read somewhere else.
No.
She's amazing, but she is almost for me the beating heart of the film. She certainly represents a certain kind of hope that the whole island is suffering under the lack of.
Sure.
The whole community is suffering under the lack of hope and the lack of kind of individual strength. That's very painful
And
to
perspective.
exercise, and perspective.
Perspective. This guy has more than natural charm. He has natural courtesy, and he thinks of other people a lot in his relationships and in his interactions. And beautiful and all as he is in terms of all the rest of it, that's the beauty at the heart of this man. He really is a gentleman.
Let's just call it quits.
We won't call it quits. We'll call it the start.